Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Some hours ago, a lot of news were trending concerning Peter Obi. Some said already he's getting the endorsement of the godfathers. Some said even the gods are smiling at him, while other aspirants feel that with the gods or the godfathers endorsing him, it clearly shows that Peter Obi may be as corrupt, if not worse, than the godfathers that Nigerians are trying to eradicate from the corridors of power. In a moment, you're going to find out who these godfathers are and why, just maybe, Peter Obi may be heading towards landslide victory. If judging by the names that were shown or mentioned, then I think we have every reason to begin to smile just a little bit before the 2023 elections begin. Before we go into the news proper, like you subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already by clicking on the right subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's go straight into the news of the day. Well, according to the news, Peter Obi continues to battle allegations from his political opponent ahead of the 2023 general elections. One of such opponents is Omoyele Sowore, the presidential candidate of African Action Congress, that's AAC, a relatively unknown left-wing political party. Sowore, in a social media post, alleged that Obi is being sponsored by retired military generals, including 3 former heads of state. While the presidential candidate has gone further to say that some northern elders and former heads of state are backing Peter Obi's presidential bid. Well, he mentioned some of these 3 former heads of state, which are the first and the most prominent one that Nigerians already have a fair knowledge of who he is Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Then the second person is Ibrahim Babangida, and the third person is Abdusalami Abubakar. He called them the godfathers of Obi. Well, he also mentioned that the former National Security Advisor Aliyu Gusau and the current Northern Elders Forum chairman Ango Abdullahi also are involved. Let me quote him word for word. He said, and I quote, Olusegun Obasanjo, Ibrahim Babangida, Aliyu Gusau, Abubakar Abdusalami, and Angio Abdullahi are Peter Obi's godfathers. The people that ruined Nigeria are the ones fronting for him. May it never happen that we work with these criminals. Then he now wrote, hashtag, we can't continue like this. Nigerians did not spare Sowore on this one. Oh. Let me just tell you one or two. Let me just read one or two comments that Nigerians told him that may not be too palatable, but let me read it all the same. This one here says, I thought you ought to focus on your campaign. Have you ever seen Peter Obi talk about you? Why not run your own campaign? Sowore. And that person here is saying, may God give you the power and strength to channel your energy towards your ambition and rest with people's matter. Haba. Another person here say, if that's the only way they want to correct their mistakes, their evil deeds have been forgiven. We accept their endorsement. Nigerians. Another person here saying, General Babangida is a legend. You won't dare to mess up with him. Just thank God he won't have your time. And the person here said they are fronting for him because they know that their time is up. They want to reconcile with their God. Hence, the only way to give us Peter Obi as sacrificial lamb to cleanse their sins so they would have eternal rest when it is time. This is encouraging. But then let's quickly, in another news very quickly before we look at this critically, on Hope Uzodinma has dismissed Peter Obi's influence in Imo State. On his part, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has declared that Imolites are obedient to All Progressive Congress APC ahead of 2023 elections. And he also went further to say that Tinubu certificate controversy is a non-issue, so it's not something they should bother their head about. But generally Nigerians have been talking, but in the house here, a lot of people are talking. Let's just quickly hear some of the text messages we've been getting. This one here says, "We hear you, sir. Thank you. Just focus on how you will win the election and leave our OB alone, Biko." Another person here saying, "He's not contesting again soon. Soon he will join hand with Peter Obi. Let's watch and see. By God's grace, it's possible. We'll move up Peter Obi." And that person here say, "Peter Obi is a good man. That's why they're supporting him." And that person here say, "Without a tap root, no tree can survive." Good to hear. All right. A lot of people are talking, but let's look at this critically. If you're going to wrestle out power from powers that be, you're going to wrestle out powers from elders that have been holding power for a long time. You can't do it aggressively. You can't just go there and take powers. These guys have wisdom. They have technicality that over the years and experience they've gotten. The only way they can give us power is for them to endorse it. And they have to pick someone. Like somebody said, I tend to agree what that person said in the long run. The person said something. He said, just maybe these guys, they realized the role they played in the time past. They feel sorry that what they have done is so terrible and they want to correct their wrongs, but it's even too late for them to physically run into politics. Even the constitution cannot permit them to do that anymore. So hence they've seen a good person and they realize that Peter Obi on his own cannot and will not make it. The youth alone cannot endorse him. You have seen what is happening already in Osun State, where the likes of Zazu Portable is busy. He doesn't care really. His own is give me money. If you give me money, if you pay me money, I go deliver what you give me now. Me Zazu Portable. I go do what you give me on my own money, and some of you never see money for my life. Me, I don't see money. So you now see that he's both ill exposed and permit me to say he's an illiterate. So that kind of person, all he's thinking of to him, I make money for campaign, they pay me. That's all that's all matters to him. He does not even see the implication of him endorsing the wrong candidate. So it's not just if you are to leave the youth alone to deliver Peter Obi, it's still the same youth that these evil and terrible politicians will still use. Look at how it all ended. It was still the terrible youth who don't understand how it works that still went about spoiling it. They came amongst us and they scattered the whole program. So all it needs is just pour some money to those who are already mentally poor, and that's all it takes to scatter a movement that's going somewhere. So to a great extent, they need the push of the elders who know where to push here, where to push there to get what they're looking for. So if you say Babangida has endorsed him secretly and Obasanjo and the rest, then there's really hope for Peter Obi. But for likes of Sowore, we even heard that INEC in their portal mistakenly omitted his name in INEC presidential candidacy. I'm sure before 2023 elections, they will rectify that. Or else Sowore will show them shaggy, but I'm sure they'll rectify that before time. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet the comment section. What's the take?